Welcome. You are here because you sense the truth they try to bury. You have felt the subtle humiliations, the quiet dismissals, the way people seem to look through you instead of at you. You see the world as it is, a grand theater where most are unknowing actors, reading lines written for them. But you suspect there is a backstage. You suspect there are people who write the scripts. You are right. This channel is the key to that backstage. This is Machiavellian philosophy wisdom. We deal not in comforting lies, but in cold, operational truths. We study the mechanics of power, the architecture of perception, the dark psychology that governs all human hierarchies. Today, you will learn to see what is invisible. You will learn to hear the silent language of status. Most people are blind to it. They walk through life leaking power with every gesture, every word, every nervous twitch. They are surrendering their throne for cheap approval, and they do not even know they were sitting on one. This ends now. The title of this transmission is 8 Behaviors that Instantly Lower Your Status. Most people don't realize. This is not a list of tips. This is a forensic analysis of your own self-sabotage. This is a Machiavellian audit of your soul. You will not enjoy all of what you hear. It will sting your pride. Good. Pain is a signal that weakness is being exposed, and we are here to cut it out. I need you to understand something. This is not about becoming a bad person. This is about becoming a strategic person. In the game of life, the Machiavellian is the one who reads the rulebook written in invisible ink, while everyone else is playing by guesswork. To win a game, you must first know you are in one. So lean in. Turn off the part of you that wants to be liked. Activate the part of you that demands to be respected. This video is your first true step into the shadows, where real power is forged. Let us begin. 1. The compulsion to explain, the sound of submission. The first and most lethal behavior is the compulsion to explain. When challenged, questioned, or even simply observed, the low-status mind enters a state of panic. It feels a deep, itching need to justify, to narrate, to provide a dossier of reasons for its existence and actions. Let me explain why I was late. The reason I did that was, I just want you to understand that. This is the vocabulary of the subordinate. From a Machiavellian lens, explanation is a transaction where you pay with your authority. You are handing the gavel of judgment to the other person. You are saying, here are my reasons, please review them and tell me if I am worthy. Machiavelli's prince does not explain, he acts. He understands that the appearance of rightness is often more powerful than being right. If a fortress must be built in a rebellious town, he does not call a town hall to debate the merits of building the fortress. He builds the fortress. Then he may offer a single, unemotional reason: to ensure the peace and security of the state. The reason comes after the action, as a statement of fact, not a plea for permission. Think of a lion. Does it explain its roar? Does it justify its claim to the territory? No. Its presence is its argument. Your over-explanation is a signal that your presence is not argument enough. Every extra word beyond what is absolutely necessary is a drop of power leaking onto the floor. The Machiavellian strategy is to master the power of the pause, the potency of silence. When pressed, you pause. You let the silence hang, making the other person sit in the discomfort of their own question. Then you answer with precision, with finality. The decision has been made. It is required. That is the way it will be. Your words are periods, not question marks. Stop narrating your life to an imagined jury. You are the judge. 2. Seeking permission with your eyes, the visual leak. Before you speak in a meeting, do your eyes dart to the person in charge, seeking a nonverbal go-ahead? Before you sit at a table, do you scan faces for where you are allowed to sit? This is seeking permission with your eyes. It is a tiny, almost imperceptible betrayal of your own internal authority. You are broadcasting a signal of uncertainty and submission directly from your subconscious. The Machiavellian strategist knows that perception is built from 1,000 such tiny signals. Your gaze should be directed at your objective or at the person you are engaging with a calm, ownership-like focus. When you enter a room, your eyes should sweep for tactical information, exits, alliances being formed, who holds the energy, not for approval. You sit where you want to sit. You speak when you have something to say. You act from an assumption of right, not a hope for allowance. Consider the fox in Machiavelli's writing. The fox is cunning, observant. But imagine a fox that, before taking a step, looks to the rabbits for approval. It is absurd. It ceases to be a fox and becomes a pet. Your eyes are the windows to your level of self-governance. If they are constantly looking for external validation before you act, you are telling the world you are not governed by your own will. Close that window. Operate from an internal command center. Let your gaze be a tool of observation and projection, not a petition. 3. The nervous ritual, broadcasting inner chaos. This is the physical tell. The bouncing knee under the table, the fingers constantly tapping, fidgeting with a pen, adjusting a cufflink, touching your face, playing with your hair. The nervous laugh that punctuates nothing. These are nervous rituals. They are not just habits, they are a live broadcast from your limbic system, screaming, "I am not calm, I am not in control, I am under threat." In Machiavellian philosophy, control begins with the self. The prince must appear steadfast, unmoved by fortune's winds. How can he control a state if he cannot control his own hands? Physical stillness is the bedrock of perceived power. It creates an aura of unshakability. It makes you a closed system, impossible to read, difficult to manipulate. When everyone else is reacting, you are the still point. That stillness is intimidating and commanding. Think of a chess grandmaster in a difficult position. Does he sweat, shake, and mutter? Or does he become profoundly still, his energy turning inward into pure calculation? Your body must be the chess master, not the panicked pawn. Every unnecessary movement is wasted energy and a revealed weakness. Practice the art of deliberate motion. Move slowly with purpose. Eliminate all gestures that do not serve a direct, communicative, or tactical end. Your physical composure is the first and basic declaration of your status. 4. Vocal fraud, the betrayal in your throat. Listen to your own voice. Does it rise in pitch at the end of a sentence, turning a statement into a question? The report is on your desk? Do you mumble or trail off as if afraid to finish your own thought? Do you pepper your speech with weak qualifiers? I just think that maybe we could possibly? Do you laugh after saying something serious, instantly negating its weight? This is vocal fraud. You are building a position with your words, then using your tone of voice to demolish it. The Machiavellian understands the voice as an instrument of command, not a conduit for anxiety. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must know how to imitate both the beast and the man. The beast's power is in its roar, clear, unambiguous, a force of nature. Your voice must carry the weight of your intent. Speak from your diaphragm. End your sentences with a downward, definitive tone. Practice speaking slightly slower than feels natural. This conveys thoughtfulness and control. Remove all verbal static, the ums, likes, and you knows that clutter your message. Your words are your decrees. Deliver them as such. A command whispered with absolute vocal certainty will be obeyed faster than a scream laced with hesitation. Do not let your throat betray the authority your mind has decided to claim. 5. The emotional reflex, giving others the remote control to your soul.
This is the deepest surrender. Someone insults you and you flush with anger. They bring good news and you erupt in giddy celebration. They present a problem and your face collapses into worry. You have just given them a profound gift, the remote control to your emotional state. Now they know exactly what buttons to press. You are predictable. You are manipulatable. The Machiavellian core tenet is the separation of inner reality from outer appearance. Emotions are not things that happen to you. They are tools to be used by you. The prince must appear merciful, faithful, and humane, but his inner workings must be cold, analytical iron. This is not about being emotionless like a robot. It is about being the master of your emotional display. Your visible reaction should be a conscious choice, not an involuntary spasm. When you receive an insult, the Machiavellian response is not anger, but a cold, analytical stare, perhaps a slight confused smile, as if you've just witnessed something bizarrely primitive. This unnerves the attacker far more than anger ever could. Your calm in the face of chaos is not a feeling, it is a strategic weapon. It broadcasts that you operate on a different plane, that you cannot be rattled by the petty dramas of others. Take back the remote control. Become an enigma. Let them wonder what you're thinking, not celebrate because they know. 6. The currency of cheap compliments. Devaluing your own word. You're amazing. That's incredible. You're the best. You say this to everyone, for everything. You think you are being positive, building rapport. In reality, you are engaging in hyperinflation of your verbal currency. When everything is the best, nothing is. Your praise becomes worthless noise, a background hum people learn to ignore. The Machiavellian strategist treats praise and approval as a scarce, valuable resource. He understands that value is created by scarcity. If you compliment rarely, your compliment means something. It carries weight. It becomes a reward people work to earn. Furthermore, excessive complimenting is often a disguised form of neediness, a verbal bribe you pay, hoping the other person will like you and validate you in return. This is low-status behavior. It reeks of hunger for external validation. Instead, practice strategic appreciation. Give feedback that is specific, deliberate, and sparse. Your analysis on point 3 was particularly thorough. That is more powerful than 100 great jobs. More powerful than praise is respectful silence. Let people strive to earn your positive assessment. Make your validation a destination, not a free handout. Your word must be gold, not confetti. 8. The proximity to low status, the law of association. You are silently, ruthlessly judged by the company you keep, and more importantly, by the behavior you tolerate. If you are constantly surrounded by clowns, complainers, victims, and the emotionally chaotic, their social status bleeds onto you. If you allow people to interrupt you, to be consistently late for you, to speak to you with dismissive familiarity, you are not being a nice, easygoing person. You are advertising that you have no standards and no power to enforce boundaries. You are declaring your own status to be as low as theirs. Machiavelli was explicit. A prince must choose his ministers with extreme care, for the quality of his advisors is a direct reflection of his own judgment. You must be the prince of your own life. Audit your inner circle with cold, Machiavellian detachment. Ask, do these people elevate me? Do they reflect the status I claim? Do they respect my time, my mind, my mission? You must be willing to distance yourself from anyone who is an anchor to your progress. Tolerate nothing that diminishes you. Your aura is defined by what you allow within its sphere. Protect it with ruthless precision. 8. The confession of weakness, arming your enemies. This is the most foolish behavior of all. You volunteer your insecurities as a form of social lubricant. I'm so tired. I'm terrible at public speaking. I'm always such a mess with finances. You think this makes you relatable, humble, authentic. You are wrong. You are handing potential adversaries a loaded weapon and a map of your vulnerabilities. The Machiavellian understands that perception is a fortress. You do not hold a press conference to announce where the walls are thin. You reinforce them, and you project an image of impregnability. This is not about lying about your skills. It is about controlling the narrative. If you are not good at something, you work on it in silence, or you delegate it. You do not announce it. Your mouth should speak of plans, observations, and commands, not of your internal deficits. Remember, in the world of power, information is ammunition. When you confess a weakness, you are giving away ammunition for free. Stop. Let your competence be discovered through action, not your incompetence through confession. Maintain a dignified, composed front that suggests unspoken reserves of strength and capability. In the silence about your weaknesses, others will often imagine you have none. These 8 behaviors are the silent killers of your potential. They are the small surrenders that, added together, constitute a life of mediocrity. To eliminate them is not to become a cartoon villain. It is to become a deliberate architect of your own fate. It is to apply Machiavellian wisdom to the micro-battles of everyday life. This is the core. See human interaction for what it is, a theater of power. Your goal is not to mustache twirl, but to command the stage. Stop lowering your status. Start auditing every word, every gesture, every association. Ask the cold, strategic question, does this behavior increase my power in this situation, or does it diminish it? The answer will guide you. This is not a one-time lesson. This is a new operating system. You have seen the strings. Now go pull them. The game is always being played. The only choice you have is whether you will be the piece or the player. This is Machiavellian philosophy. This is your awakening.